All right, another 30 for 30. This stream, this 30 for 30, is not sponsored by Full Throttle. If I didn't have it, I'd probably be laying on the floor asleep right now, so that's okay. But China trade talks have stalled, U.S. Treasury Secretary says. What a surprise! What a surprise! China going back on their word? They've never done that before. Oh man, China will never play fair. That's what I'm gonna call this video. Why China will never play fair. Okay, it's how about this? I've got an idea. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop acting like China is just another one of these countries that, they want to make it in a competitive world. Because it's not. Okay? China's entire economy, yes, the entire economy is built on theft, it's built on manipulation, it's built upon lies, and it was never meant to play fair, and it's not going to play fair. Every few years this happens. Someone in the West, we get this brilliant idea. Maybe if we negotiate with China, if we sit down and talk, if we play fair, they'll change, right? And Donald Trump, of course, very ambitious president here in this sense, really wants to go after China and get fair trade. But it's adorable, right? It's naive. And it's dead wrong. And the reason for that is because China can't play fair. The foundation of their economic success is not innovation. It's imitation. It's replication. It's theft. They've stolen designs, technology, patents, and even entire industries. And every time we've caught them, they just shrug it off. They're like, eh. Why wouldn't they, though, right? There's no accountability. You can't sue a Chinese company and expect, justice for you as a foreign company. You can't take them to court and win. You can't even expect due process. Okay? In their own country, you can't expect it. Because the government owns the court. there's no opportunity there for you. And here's the thing. They don't treat IP theft like it's a flaw. For them, it's a blueprint. Intellectual property theft in China is not a glitch in the system. It is the system. Everywhere you go in China. Okay, this is my personal experience, what I have seen with my eyes. Everything in China can be faked. I've seen fake KFCs, I've seen fake McDonald's, I've seen entire stores the size of Best Buy, like you go to a Best Buy or a Walmart, entire electronic stores of this size solely focused on selling fake stuff. And if that's not scary for you, I've been to places before in Guangzhou that were like a small city. And everything in this area, in this huge neighborhood, was about stolen shoes, chains, all this stuff. All fake, name brand, but fake stuff. Okay? You want to manufacture in China? Guess what? You better hand over your designs. You want access to their market? You better partner with a Chinese firm. They're going to copy your product the second you unpack your suitcase there. Huawei didn't build itself. It cloned its way to the top. EV makers didn't rise from innovation in China. They reverse engineered Teslas. That's what they did. They bought them and reverse engineered them. Right there on the spot. Chinese knockoffs. They flood Amazon. They're on Etsy. They're on eBay. All other government shields them with a smile. They protect them because they know that at the end of the day, it's not about capitalism, it's state-sponsored piracy. Why do they care? The Chinese government makes so much money off of IP theft, off of these fake stuff that gets sold throughout the country. They don't care. Why would they? But China just doesn't, cheat on IP. They cheat with money, even. Their currency, the yuan, is controlled by the government. It's not set by supply and demand like everyone else. It's artificially propped up, lowered, and manipulated to suit one purpose: beat the West. That's all that they care about. So, here's the thing. They undercut real trades. And while our business is played by the rules, China stacks the deck. Their goods look cheaper, but only because they've rigged the game from the start. Imagine this. You spend years building your own company. You invest in China. You follow every rule. Then a Chinese competitor shows up selling your product cheaper, faster, and they're everywhere. Everywhere that you want to sell, they're already there. How does it work? You try to fight it? You can't, because there's no courtroom waiting for you. There's no fair trial. There's no jury. There's no justice, because you're not fighting a company. You're fighting the Chinese Communist Party. And where they're from, where they live, they don't lose. They don't apologize. Oh, sorry that we had your idol. They don't do that. They don't even really pretend to care. Okay? And when they don't pretend to care, you have no chance. Okay? It's not like it's just a... You heard that saying, one bad apple spoils a bunch. It's not one bad apple. The whole system's bad. It's not one policy or one law. It's the whole system. In America, businesses and government are separate. At least in theory. They're supposed to be, right? In China, they're one and the same. Alibaba answers to Beijing. Tencent answers to the party. Even TikTok, whose CEO plays innocent in card in every hearing. He's got back doors. He's wide open to the CCP. The CCP can walk in any tech company and say, you give us everything now. And they get it. Because there's no choice in China. There's no choice. Okay? You have no say against the CCP. There is no, well, let me go ahead and protest this, or I'm gonna file a complaint, or whatever. I'm gonna appeal this through the courts. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have no choice. But here's the thing. The world is starting to wake up. Starting to. But is it too late, is the question. The world is starting to act. Europe is getting nervous, okay? Australia is pushing back, but let's not kid ourselves. Okay? We let this monster grow for decades. Okay? Every time that we turned a blind eye to copyright theft, every time we accepted the cheaper deal, every time we said, let's give China another chance, we fed the beast. And now it wants more. It's coming for more. But China needs to change. They need to not just tweak things a little, not just adjust. They need an overhaul, okay? They need to align, foreign lawsuits in their courts. Make sure that things are done correctly. Sever the ties between party and private company. Stop manipulating your currency. Crack down on IP theft and actually enforce real trade agreements. But they won't, because doing all that would mean surrounding, surrender. It would mean giving up their control. They're never going to do that. And the CCP values one thing above else, and that's their control, right? That's what keeps them in power. They have control. So what's the answer? It's simple. Stop giving them chances. We stop trusting them. Okay? Can't trust them anymore. Never could trust them. Just not allowed. We've got to stop playing these fair games here in America while they're over there and they're cheating. Because if we keep pretending, China will magically reform. And the joke's not on them, it's on us. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. I just, it kills me sometimes to say these things and then I sit here and I think about it and I'm like, man, it kills me. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. And have a good day.